Hey guys, it's Kayla. I'm back again with another stream for the Feisty Ferrets project. Today we are playing Spyro, and also later on in the stream we're going to be playing Snake Pass. And you might be wondering, what's the point of playing a game? I thought we were trying to make games in this project. Well, let me give you a really fun fact about working in the game industry. Part of your job, no matter what part of the team you're on, is to play games. And the reason that we play games is so that we can critically review them and deconstruct them as we are playing them. So we want to pay attention to the feel of the game. If we're making one of the same genre, we want to figure out what makes a certain game work, what makes it not work, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. We can say, oh, we want that mechanic in our game. Or we can say, I like this idea for the mechanic, but maybe we could tweak it this way and take inspiration from games like that for our own. We can also say, this really didn't work out and we should not have this in our game. So we're going to play Spyro first and get a feel for what this classic platformer feels like. And as we're sitting here looking at this adorable little dragon, in case you've never seen Spyro, this is him. You might be thinking, wow, this game is like really pretty. And you might be thinking about our Feisty Ferrets game, and Nat had mentioned yesterday, well, it kind of looks finished already. What else do you have to add? So these assets are the final products, whereas everything that we made in our Feisty Ferrets example level is just at the prototyping stage. And for some games, you know, that's fine. Like, not all games have to have the same level of artwork and detail and polish, but we want to get to as high of a level as we can. And this game has not been polished just once, but actually twice, because Spyro is a very classic old game, and the one that I'm playing today has actually been remastered, which means at its initial release several years ago, it was polished then, and then it's actually been polished again on the remastered version. So with that little bit of background, let's get into playing. I've been running around in this overworld, and an overworld is kind of a centralized hub where you can go to a lot of different areas. So for example, if we wanted to do something like that in Feisty Ferrets, maybe you have this like magical little ferret world and you can decide which cage you go off into. Same thing happens with these little portals in Spyro. So we have all these different characters that we can talk to as we run around.
My, how funny to see you here.
And they have dialogue that they say, but you can also just read it, and you can skip through it. Oh, did I just pay him for something? Sweet, now we've unlocked a new thing.
This favor I'm doing in letting you out.
That's good of you, mate. No hard feelings, eh?
Right.
I'll let them talk a little bit.
Just doing my job.
The whole thing of Moneybags and Spyro is that he's very greedy, and we have to pay him lots.
I reckon you be one of them dragons then.
Yeah, name's Spyro.
Never thought I'd see one. You dragons used to rule this entire world, you know? Then all of a sudden you left. Poof.
Dragons used to live here?
Didn't you know? They say it was over 1,000 years ago, I think.
And they just left?
Yeah, and the weird thing is, after they left, all the magic in the world just sort of went with them. I mean, they say this world used to have magic coming out of the wazoo. Flying ships, singing forests, wishing stones, you name it. But when the dragons left, it all just dried up.
Is that why some of
That's so sad. I want to live in the world with dragons.
They're starting to fade out too, one by one. Well, I gotta get back home and do some damage control. Come visit anytime you like.
All right, that was cute. So I think we're going to follow Sheila in a little bit. But first I want to talk about that interaction that we just had is a cutscene, and I'm sure you're familiar with them, but there's a difference there, right, between when the player is controlling Spyro and we're physically moving the controller sticks and pressing buttons to jump and run around, versus that cutscene that just played out was completely hands-off. I had no control over it. And that's one way that you can incorporate things like narrative and even conveyance into your story. We were talking yesterday about how to teach the players how to do things. There's a lot of these little characters around the world just kind of scattered, and they can either give you hints about what you should do, or even at the beginning of the game teach you the mechanics. And it's pretty much your choice whether or not you want to skip through a cutscene or skip through the dialogue, or if you actually want to engage, read the content, listen to their voices. So that's a good way to be able to teach the player, even with text, but allow them that option of, you know, I know how to play this game, I'm good, I don't need this, or I'd rather just explore, versus having that level of interaction. Another thing before we follow Sheila that I'd like to call attention to is when you play games, as a game designer, you think of them in a completely different way than when you just play them for fun. And it kind of, once you start, you can't really stop. It's the same way for all kinds of media. You know, if you start being a filmmaker, you're going to watch movies a lot differently than you would before you were a filmmaker, paying attention to things that you might not have noticed before. So a lot of good game design is just doing things that the player doesn't even realize is happening or like pay attention to. Like there's all these little leaves falling, there's these sparkles coming from this firefly, and these are all just such tiny details that give the game such life. And we don't even think about them unless we're specifically like, huh, these particle effects are really cool. But only a game developer would really care about that, right? And this whole level that you're seeing, this tree here, the ground, these rocks, these have all been placed here by a level designer. They didn't just magically appear. So the same thing that you're going to be doing in Feisty Ferrets, where you're building up this world, is something that a professional did for this game. And, you know, it's just really cool. I mean, you can have a bit of verticality here with these steps.
Yo, Spyro!
You can have different interactable things.
That leads to a different world.
And you can really just build up the level however you envision it. You can tell that they put a lot of thought into the scale of things here. Like this tree is a lot bigger. Spyro feels really tiny and adorable versus the rest of the world, which feels so big. And our sight lines are interesting. Like, you see that character over there right now, but if I go this way, he's occluded. So if I never look through, like if they didn't have this little tunnel here, I wouldn't really know that the character was over there. So being able to pay attention to what your character is seeing at all times throughout your level design is really important. And now we're going to actually play the game a little bit. So I'm going to show how Spyro moves. You've already seen him. He kind of does this little bouncing thing with his front and back legs. And he has a dash that you can kind of turn once you get into, but you kind of get locked in. And we can kind of think about whether that feels good or bad once I show it to you guys. Oh, oh look, mountain goats. I love the art style in this game. It's so adorable.
Working on a clever plan to take them back.
Rhinoxer. Oh my gosh! I thought this was going to be a Spyro playthrough. It has turned into a Sheila playthrough. I didn't know that you could play as her. This is amazing. Whoa! Alright, cool. So that means we can play as 2 different player controllers in this playthrough. That's awesome. So whereas Spyro has this flying ability, Sheila seems to have this really high bouncing ability. And she feels a little bit heavier than Spyro does when we're moving around. Whee! Oh, and I can kick. I don't want to kick the billy goats, though. I don't want to be mean to them. Another thing to note as we're exploring through this world, there's these little gems that you can pick up, right? And they're very sparkly. You can see them rolling around. So that's conveyance there. That's telling the player, look at this. You might want to interact with this. So if we go over it, this little element pops up in the upper left corner, and that's our UI element. And some games choose to have them shown at all times. Some games choose to have them shown just at some times. Like our level exit screen, that's a piece of UI, and it only shows up at certain times. It doesn't have to be there all the time. Another thing to notice about those little gems. Oop, how exactly do I make the jump high? Big jump. Give me big jump. Big jump. There we go. Gotta time it right. The little gems make a sound effect that feels really good to the player whenever you go over it. So anyone who's interested in audio design, this is a really good game for that because they have very funky music that's really cute and really matches the vibe of the game. And they also have really good audio effects that just give the player a lot of fun feedback. It's like a magical little twinkle and you want to hear it again, so you want to collect those things.
You can get up really steep cliffs like this one with your double jump. Press the jump button.
Okay. Whee! Double jump. Spyro doesn't have a double jump. Wait, maybe I should talk to him. So these little guys can give us hints on what we're supposed to do. And they can also just, oh, we got an egg, yay. I forgot to mention, so this is Spyro Year of the Dragon, which is the 3rd in the remastered trilogy. And the point of it is to collect these little dragon eggs. So if we pause the game, we can see so far I have collected 4 eggs. I just paid money bags, a whole bunch of the gems so that I could get into here. And that's another thing to think about as well. If we want to have collection things in Feisty Ferrets, I think it would be really fun. But there's these different types of resources, right? Like we see up here, the gems, I spent them, so they're not a permanent resource and I can find them a lot throughout the game. The eggs are also something that I find throughout the game, but they're permanent. I'm not going to lose my eggs. I think I might actually have to have a certain amount to go into places, but I don't think I ever lose them. I think I still keep them. It just unlocks things the more that I have. And then these lives in the upper right corner are my Spyro lives. So if I, angry moose. If I lose those lives, I have to start all over again in the overworld. So those are just different types of collectible things that you might run into in a platforming game.
Kaela, let's play a joke. Takes this egg and smash it on Billy's house, okay? I need to get him back for the last time he butted me off the cliff.
The little dragon babies are so adorable. Which one is Billy's house? Aren't they all Billy goats? They're all Billy, right? All right. So Sheila moves like really slowly unless you're doing the double jump, which is interesting. Like it feels like a super slow, kind of boring jump, but you get that immediate feedback if you get the double jump right, because it goes really fast. Yeah, it feels so much better. Such an interesting note about their player controller. Oh, angry moose. Oh, sorry.
Those rhinos have taken over. There'll be no stopping them. You'll remember how this.
All right, I'm missing Spyro right now because he has like, you know, dragon breath. Like he can just fire these guys instead of having to kick them and get up close. I'm a ranged weapons type of person in games typically, so missing Spyro's fire breath right now. Have to time it right. That's the thing with platformers, is you really have to time things right to get that flow feeling that you want your players to get. I'm not very good at that personally. I love platformers, but I am not the best with timing. So this is a cool thing to note, right? Like we were just in this Summer Springs, I think it's called, is the overworld. And everything was very flowery. And now we're in this place with a lot of snow. And the trees are different. The huts are different. The enemies are different. But it's all the same mechanics, right? We've just painted another skin over it. So we're reusing the exact same mechanics, well, besides the player controller, that were in all of the other levels. But because we've given it this different appearance, it feels completely different. Like I don't feel like I'm playing the same level over again. So that's another way that you can help with replayability and keeping players interested. Just make things feel different, even if they're not actually. Do I have to like drop jump on them? Oh, I can bounce on top. That's fun. See what this fairy girl wants. She usually has good advice.
Do you ever forget how to control a character or vehicle? Just go to the pause menu and select controls.
So the other characters are giving us little dialogue moments. The fairy there is telling us how to actually play the game. And I can still skip through that dialogue if I want to, if I'm not interested in learning how to play, but I don't have to, right? If I want to learn how to play the game, if I'm confused, then I know I can always go to Zoe and she'll help me out. What is this? Do I have to ground pound? I feel like, oh, there we go. Yeah. So sometimes you just explore by pressing buttons, right? Like if you don't feel like, I mean, I personally don't like to read the instructions in games. So I will just like start playing it and be like, how do I do this thing? Well, guess I'll press buttons until I figure it out. Gotta get all of these so that I can help the Billy Goat. Okay. Whee! I don't want to smash these little mushroom huts. They're so cute. I want to live in a mushroom hut. Ow! So rude. I guess I'm the rude one for smashing their houses. I guess it's a little bit understandable that these guys are trying to pickaxe me? Is that what they have? Pickaxes? Alright. Got all those houses. Are you satisfied? Yes, he's satisfied. So, discussing the deconstruction aspect. I think that Sheila's really cute, but I think that her movement feels really heavy and slow. And I think especially that initial jump, like the fact that I have to wait so long and just kind of have this hang time in midair. Let me start over. So it's like really slow. It's like a full few seconds until I actually get that good feeling of, okay, I've hit the jump and now I've got the high, fast double jump going on. But it really takes me a few seconds to get there. And if I miss that time, it doesn't, I mean, that's so disappointing, right? Like, did you see that one? Like, I jump up and then like, oh, I miss it. Okay, I got it there. But yeah, it does not feel good to me personally to have this like slow reaction time. In platformers, it's often best to have things feel really fast and rapid to keep the player on their toes and moving whilst they're exploring the level. Oh, we got the Nan egg. Very cute. Oh, cool. So that little 3 out of 3 that appeared at the bottom, I believe means, yep, we got all of the eggs in this level. So we can go back to playing with Spyro now if we can find the exit. Now, oh, here we go. Perfect. So this is convenient, right? Like, instead of having to go all the way back to the beginning of the level, I can just have this exit at the very end point. And that's like what we showed in the Feisty Ferrets level. We spawn in at the beginning, and we don't have to go all the way back to the beginning once we've solved the puzzle. We want the end of the puzzle to be right there, right? Like, we want the exit of the level to be right where the player finishes all of the puzzles. Because it would be far less rewarding to have to backtrack, you know, and that's the thing that happens in a lot of different games, not just platformers, but games in general. There's a lot of backtracking, and returning to the hub world when you do a quest becomes this task that's not fun and enjoyable. So that's something that I think we should definitely continue in our game. Like, don't make the players go somewhere after they've completed their puzzles. Have the exit be right there.
Look out, Hunter. It's the scary sorceress.
I warned you already.
So this sorceress is stealing the eggs, and that's why we have to get them back.
Oh, thanks, but I think we can look after ourselves.
Try looking after this.
What? So rude. Angry Spyro. Oh, there's this fire breath that I was talking about.
Come back when you finish witch school, okay?
He's so sassy.
Say, is it just me, or is she kind of cute when she's angry?
All right, so now we've got 6 eggs. Let's see where else we can go. And see, now that we've gotten our little Spyro player controller back, we can differentiate between. So he has this little like cute little head bob, and he feels a lot faster than Sheila does when she was running around. When we jump up, it feels a lot faster right off the bat. Like, it's just this like little tiny air time. He actually feels quite a bit like our little ferret controller with the bounces, right? And a lot of the magic of movement in a player controller is with the animation. Like, that animation of the tail going down and up and the wings kind of fluttering with gravity, that's not actually doing anything. It just looks cool, right? And it gives this little magical feeling to interacting with the player controller. So art is like, every single job in a game studio is so important. Like, everything ties together so well. And there's room for any type of creative person in the game industry. I love that about games. All right, we're going to go to the Cloud Spires, which feels fitting for a dragon game. Ooh, it's pretty. All right, so now we've entered this space that's very golden and kind of pretty right off the bat. There's not really a lot of nature here anymore. So this is giving a whole new feel to the level, right? And these are not the same rocks and trees that we were comparing between the Sunny Spires and Sheila's Alps. This is a very different feel, right? And these are completely different types of assets. Oh, okay. Ah! He's angry. What's up, little buddy?
Cloud generator. And I may
Oh,
never see a
no.
rainbow again.
Oh, that's so sad. We love rainbows. Oh, is he not going to tell me what I can do to help?
You'd think the sorceress would want more rain after what the sun has done to her skin.
Huh, interesting. I think we just unlocked some lore. Okay. Ah. Oh, okay. I can jump over it, and then I can use my fire breath. See, this is what I was talking about. This fire breath feels so much better than Sheila's little kick. It's the same thing where we're just using it to knock the players out, but I like this way better. You guys should let me know if you agree. What is this? Is this a button? It's a button! Okay, so this is kind of like the button that we have in Feisty Ferrets, right? It's this bright thing that kind of glows, and when we interact with it, it changes, and it just is there to let us know and convey to us as players, hey, this is a thing that you might be able to interact with. Same as the gems that were kind of sparkly and twirled around and make a sound. The little button, I was like, oh, it's red and it looks like a button. Maybe I should touch it. And then as soon as we did touch it, it changed, which let us know that worked and something happened.
If my wings were big and strong like yours, I could easily glide across here.
Okay, it's telling us how to glide. Whee! Yeah. So you might have. Oh, okay. Guess fire doesn't hurt them. I died. That's so sad. Poor Spyro. Well, you may have noticed as I made that glide between the two platforms, I just barely reached it, right? So that's an opportunity to think about how far does my player move when they're gliding? And, you know, how high do I have to jump from to make the glide worth it? How low does the platform have to be in order for me to not miss that glide? And, you know, you can give your players a little bit more wiggle room if you want to, where they could land kind of in the middle of the platform instead of right on the edge and have that feeling of barely making it. But it's something that you definitely need to consider when you're designing a level. Like, what is the scale of everything? And what is my movement like? I don't know how to beat those guys. They're bullies. I don't like them. Maybe I can... Ah! Okay, I can just charge into them. So that's the other thing with Spyro. He has like a really twirly, spinny, fast, normal movement pattern. But once he starts charging, you're kind of locked in and it's hard to turn. You can turn a little bit, but it's harder, which makes sense because your velocity is going quite a bit forward. And, you know, it's harder to turn when you're like that. But you often run into things like this, right? Like you can't really avoid it as well. And I don't think that feels good personally. I think that the basic movement for Spyro feels really good, but I'd rather still have my really fast turniness whenever I'm charging forward. And it can be something that the game designers purposefully built. You know, like we've decided that if you're charging forward, you know, you're having this advantage of speed, so you don't get the advantage of turniness.
The metal armor those enemies are wearing protects them from your dragon flame. If you hold down the charge button, you can defeat them with your charge attack.
Okay. I like that I was like, oh, how do you do it? And then I just kind of pressed buttons until I figured out, oh, this beats them. But there were enemies before she was available to tell me how to beat them, you know? It's something interesting as a level designer that they would put it back there, or up here rather, instead of back there where the enemies were first introduced, because when you're introducing a new mechanic, which also involves new enemy types with different behaviors, you kind of want to have the player, if you're going to teach them at all, you want to teach them right away. Also, this guy's noise is so annoying. Stop it. Hey, stop. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Go away. Shh, shh. Okay, we got him. All right. I feel like there's going to be another button thing here, because I feel like I can't make this jump. That's another scale thing, right? This is like our trampoline puzzle in the example level. Like, I definitely can't make that jump. So something has to be going on here eventually. but maybe I'm just not there yet. There's a button. We learned earlier that if we bonk this with our heads, something happens. I love that you actually have to physically press forward to bonk it. Like, when I was just pushing against it, nothing was happening. I had to physically push a button to be like, bonk. It's really fun and cute. Oh, it's Moneybags again. What does he want now? If I had to guess, it'll probably be money.
Put me in charge of guarding these bellows. However, I might look the other way if I was distracted. Counting gems.
Do I have... Okay. I do have that much money.
Yes.
Sweet.
Precious, precious gems. Well then, Spyro, you may now use the bellows anytime you wish. Best of luck on your little egg hunt.
This is a very grand egg hunt, sir. It is not a little egg hunt. I take this very seriously. Alright. So we're gonna play... Oh, I forgot. I have to charge these guys. Okay, got him. Zoe, what do I do?
To get your longest glide, press the jump button at the very top of your jump.
Ah.
Use the action button to hover at the end of your glide.
Oh, okay. I can hover with Y. Longest glide by pressing A in the middle. So this is another timing thing about platformers, right? Platformers often use timing where if you hit things at just the right moment, you'll get kind of an extra part of the mechanic that you wouldn't get otherwise. So, okay. I'm gonna jump. And then hover. Yeah! Nailed it. Okay. I keep forgetting that I can't fire breath these guys. I wonder why they made electricity mean no fire. Like water, no fire, that makes sense to me. But electricity, no fire? Gotta collect the gems, they're so shiny. Here's another little flying dude. Fluffy! His name is Fluffy!
Maybe I can get the cloud generator.
By the way, we
working
still need a
again.
name for our ferret. I really want to hear you guys' opinions on that. Maybe Fluffy. Fluffy the ferret would be pretty cute.
The Rhinox must have been using this thing to clog up the cloud generator.
Hi, Henry. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Alright, well, now that we've gotten through a little bit of this level, and we've looked at a few different areas in Spyro. Oh, I'm flying upwards. Neat. There's clearly, as you can see from up here, a lot left to explore in this level, right? But I think that we're gonna take that little return portal home and then swap out to Snake Pass. I keep spending all my money and giving it to Moneybags. That's so sad. I want my gems to be like in the thousands. I want to feel rich with gems. All right, Spyro's back home. So I'm gonna quit the game and swap out the Snake Pass. Oh, there we go. So Spyro I've played a little bit of before, not a ton, but Snake Pass I am going in completely blind because I thought it would be important for you guys to get the perspective of someone who's never played a game before. Like, not a game. Obviously I've played video games, but if it's someone's first time experiencing a game, it's a lot different than if they kind of know the mechanics and are familiar with it. And that's something that we need to be accounting for when we're creating Feisty Ferrets. These people, even though we're super familiar with the game, once we've created all of these levels, they have no idea what's going on. So we need to come in with fresh eyes and have an understanding for how level designers typically introduce mechanics in games. We had a little bit of that with Zoe, but we were kind of already mid-gameplay, so we didn't get those very first moment feelings. See. Okay, so we have this little snake dude. He's very cute, and his little hummingbird friend. And we're gonna start a brand new game. The snake's name is Noodle! That's so cute. Nat's name on Discord is Noodle. We have to tell Nat about Snake Pass. Noodle! So this is our very first moments in these games, right? Like we're seeing this very beautiful scenery. It's a cutscene. We're learning our own name, right? Look at this. We're opening our eyes. It's a very neat little animation. And this isn't gameplay. This is most likely something that the art team just animated in a cinematic way and just sent down to the programmer saying, play this for this amount of time, and when it's over, then you can start the game. Okay, and now we're playing. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is so interesting. I feel like a snake immediately. Like the way that I'm moving, the way that this game feels, very snake. Okay, so left stick to snake around. Right stick. Oh, right trigger to move forward. Oh, this is so neat. Wow. Something that you really want to make in platforming games happen, it should feel good just to explore around. In Spyro, before I started the stream, I was kind of just exploring, and it was fun to just move around because Spyro's really cute and there's a lot of characters to interact with, but it did get frustrating at some points when I wasn't sure where to go, and that's never a good feeling in a platforming game. Even if you don't know where to go exactly, you always want to give the players some kind of hints as to what they should be doing and where they should be going in the level. And that's part of conveyance. So a great example of this is right here with these bubbles. They're leading me forward, right? Like I physically feel inclined, oh, I should go along this trail. And there's nothing on the screen telling me that I have to, but I want to, right? And that's something that, as we're deconstructing these games, I think Spyro could have done better, is leading the player through these levels instead of giving them completely free reign. And having it be interesting to just noodle around, as it were. I love our little hummingbird friend too. Okay, lift my head by holding A. I feel like this is a really weak head raise. Oh, look at that. I can like do a little twirl. Isn't that cute? And these, I feel, I don't know, but they have the feeling of a checkpoint, right? Something happened when I moved over it, and I'm just assuming based on my gamer instinct that that's a checkpoint. And checkpoints are really important in levels that are big because it's really frustrating if the player has to start the entire level over again, right? So even that could be an improvement in our little tiny Feisty Ferrets level. Like when we went over those trampolines, and I was like, okay, we're gonna run really carefully across this so that we don't fall off the bridge and have to start all over. It would be better there if we had a checkpoint system, right? That way, even if I fell off, I would still reset to the end of that trampoline sequence, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it. Come on, buddy. Yeah. Aw, his little tongue hangs out. I love Noodle. Noodle is a precious baby. He's got puppy dog energy, I think. What is this? Everything's so glowy and pretty. I love this aesthetic. Okay, we have all the bubbles. I can't remember if she told me to do something here. I think, oh, we must have to get that pink gem and put it on top, just like the other gems are placed on top of theirs. And that's a great way to introduce a mechanic too. You show a case of the puzzle solved and then a case of the puzzle unsolved, and the player can kind of automatically connect the dots like, oh, okay, if this is how this is, then I must have to do the same thing and recreate the state that the puzzle is in at completion. Wow, it's so glowy. I love that. Yay! Creative coiling! I love puns too. This game is just ticking all of my boxes right off the bat. Doodle and Noodle. This just gets better and better. The hummingbird's name is Doodle. I love Doodle. Do you hear that cute little noise that Doodle makes too? That's adorable. That's its little voice. So the characters in Spyro had an actual voice, but that's not necessary, right? You can still have the text, but have these pleasing little noises. And another game that I'd recommend people play is Ori and the Blind Forest. Shameless plug for myself. This is my cool little controller. I painted some Ori characters on there. It's an amazing game. It's a platformer, but it also has a lot more mechanics. It's a really, really good game. Highly recommend. But they do the same thing, right? Like there's no actual voices. There's just these, or there might be a few actual voices, but most of the noises are just these adorable little sounds of these magical creatures. And you're still intrigued to pay attention to the dialogue because you want to hear the cute little noises. Okay, so I guess the point of every level is to collect these bubbles. And I love that they're very obvious. The eggs in Spyro were not very obvious where they were placed. Like, you could find them, but they were kind of dull in color, hidden on purpose for sure. But these are very much standing out to me. They're more like the gems in Spyro, but it's the same collection mechanic, right? Like, those gems were expendable, whereas these bubbles are something that stick with me throughout the level. So, all right, gotta weave our way through like a snake. And so the player controller for this guy, it feels heavy and slow, but I don't mind it as much as I did with Sheila because I have this interesting, like, I need to focus on what I'm doing. So the slowness feels good. I think if it were any faster, I wouldn't be able to compute where exactly I need my head to go and where my body will be following because I'm supposed to do things like, you know, like loop around these and hold myself on them. So I think it's good that it's slow. And I don't mind it because it feels good. Ah, and here's another checkpoint. I like that it's very subtle until you move over it. And then it has this cool little moment of conveyance and it suddenly glows. Oh, another gem puzzle. Okay, so this is a great example, right, of calling back to a mechanic that's already been done. So we originally, when we saw this kind of puzzle, 2 of the crystals were already placed. So we immediately knew, or at least I as the player immediately knew, okay, there's a pink gem. I must have to get that and put it on the pedestal too. And now we've been given a slightly more challenging but identical version of the puzzle where all of the gems are scattered. And I'm remembering back to earlier, okay, I know what to do. I have to find all of the gems now because none of them are set up for me already. And I invite you guys to also play these exact games and talk about how you felt the player controller was, or play different platformer games and talk about them in the Discord. Any deconstructing that you want to do on your own is super valuable to the project and for your brainstorming, for your inspiration, for other games too. Just start trying to deconstruct games as you're playing them. Like, really critically think about, this feels good, this doesn't feel good. This is neat, this isn't neat, you know? All right, so how do I get up here? Oh, okay. So it is a lot to learn, I think, all at once, that I have these 3 different types of movement where with this trigger here, I'm kind of snaking around and curling my body. And that's the left trigger over here, or the left stick over here. But to actually move forward, I'm not using the stick, right? I'm using the other stick to move the camera, but not actually the body. To move the body, I'm pressing the right trigger. And then to move my head up, to add another layer of complexity, I'm pressing the A button. So there's a lot of different types of movement that I'm happy to combine, and that's definitely intentional as part of the puzzle. But I do keep forgetting to press all the different buttons because I'm like, oh, I'm moving my head. Why aren't the rest of me moving? Oh, right, I have to press something else too. Oh, his little face is so cute. Something that's really important in games is that you never want the player to feel frustrated at the game. They want you, if they're, you know, not getting a puzzle right away, you don't want them to feel punished, right? Because that's not fun. We're playing games to have fun. What we want the player to feel is like, oh, that's silly me. That's my fault, not the game's fault, you know? And when I'm not able to reach this, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to fall down and start over. But the snake's adorable little face made it worth it. I didn't even care. I was like, oh, that's fine. I'll do it again just to see his little face again. So that's a great way to make your players feel like it's fine. It's just having a really cute player controller. And that's what we're hoping to achieve with our ferret, because ferrets are adorable. Oh, this is just so pretty. Wow. This shiny alcove with the light reflecting off the water. And it's so soothing to just float around. I feel much faster in the water. Oh yeah, this feels really nice. I mean, I've only just started playing this game, but I think the level designers did an awesome job. And the whole team really did an awesome job. It's a whole team project, you know? Everybody works so hard to make games come to life. I'm gonna go under the bridge. Why am I going so slow? I'm just bobbing my little head. So cute. Oh, they did a really cool thing here. A lot of games do this recently, but if you go under the water, everything's muted. I don't know. I hope that you can hear the difference there, but above water, the music's louder. I can hear everything more clearly. Underwater, muted, right? It really gives this player a sense of immersion and like, I'm really underwater right now. Of course we're not, but it's all about the feeling in games. All right, let's see. Get this yellow gem next. And the bubbles. Oh, Doodle's voice is so cute. It's just this little chirping. I love it. Okay, get the bubble. Hehe. Noodle's so happy whenever they get a bubble. Ah, got it. Oh, I think I can go faster if I like wrap myself. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, it makes a little purring noise. Wonder, can I reach that? Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I definitely go faster when I'm snaking around things. That's neat. All right, one last gemstone. Use LT to hold on tight. Okay. So this is a fourth layer of complexity on top of the movement scheme, right? I have 4 different buttons that I need to be controlling now in order to solve this puzzle. So it's a lot, right? But we're not putting it in all at once. We're unlocking these mechanics, and they probably existed the whole time, but we didn't have a reason or a need to know about them or use them until this point in the puzzle. And I think Doodle just said over here, I can call her to give me a lift. Look at that! She grabs onto my tail! What a nice friend. That is true friendship right there, I'd say. Just holding your back legs for you. Okay, I'm good. Thank you, Doodle. That was so sweet and helpful of you. Okay, I'm going really slow again. But we've solved the puzzle. And it feels so good to just watch it unlock. There's always those really good moments of player feedback in games like this, where you're just like, ah, yes, I solved this, and it feels so good. All right. I think that's level 2 complete. We're doing pretty well. Oh, did I get all the bubbles? I missed 4 bubbles. Oh no. That's okay. I can always go back. So that's a good way to keep players returning to the same levels, right? Is having those collectibles and having some of them be hidden or harder to get. I don't always think that it's a great idea to force players to backtrack. Like if they don't have the ability to find some of the collectibles, I don't think that's fair personally, but a lot of games do it where you haven't unlocked a certain mechanic yet. Like in Spyro, you can unlock new mechanics as you progress throughout the game by buying new items and upgrades and things like that. And a lot of games do that. And some of the collectibles in each level, you have to unlock a mechanic that's not available until further in the game, and then come back and find the collectible again. I personally like this version where things are just hidden, or you have to work a little bit harder to get up there, and so you might miss some, and that gives you like, again, that notion of not letting the player be frustrated with the game, but think that, oh, it's my fault, not the game's fault. It's not as frustrating at that point. Like, you don't have to be angry at the game, like, oh, why wouldn't you give me this mechanic? Why do I have to go back? You're like, oh, I just missed it. I forgot to check there. Silly me. Oh no. Oh, I got so into it. I was like, yeah, these are all things on my checklist for a good day too. Sun shining, wind blowing, and then what's happening? The drama. I don't know. What was that, Doodle? There's an evil entity, apparently. So we've started out this game with a really happy vibe, and I was just totally content to just keep doing these levels like la la la, so fun. But I think they're adding a bit of narrative here, right? So Nat was saying yesterday they are really focused on narrative stuff. And I love that. I love narrative games. They're really my favorite type of games. But they were saying, you know, Feisty Ferrets doesn't have a narrative at this stage besides, you know, the background lore for why we're a ferret and why we're escaping the cage. But this is a similar situation, right? Like, this game doesn't need narrative. Like, I don't really care why. I mean, I do care. I want to know why Noodle and Doodle are friends, but I don't need to know why, right? Like, it doesn't have to be explained. I just kind of accept it as a player because I have the suspension of disbelief, right? When I'm in a player's space. But adding narrative is never a bad idea. Like, if they're going to give me another reason on top of it just being fun and engaging to play the game, to keep playing and find out more about this story, that's awesome. Okay, right. So I can grab. Yep. Ooh, yeah, got it. But I want that bubble too. Yes, give me an airlift. Yes, please. She's so cute. All right. I can do this. Okay. And I think right here, I'm gonna grab. And oh no, slippery snake. This is like such a well-designed mechanic. Feels so good to play. Definitely recommend you guys trying this one out. And Spyro's a classic. Everyone loves Spyro, so definitely recommend that one too. But this is just new for me. Like, I've never played this game and I love it. I'm so happy that I have it. And that's the kind of feeling that we want players to feel when they play Feisty Ferrets, right? Like, we want them to play this game and be like, I am so happy I bought this. I'm having such a good time. Oh my gosh, look at this. Can I go in there? Can I go through the noodle tube? Please, I want to go. Okay, maybe if I snake around and then grip and then come on. I can do it. Oh, maybe if I get, oh, no. Heck. I don't think I'm skilled enough yet at controlling this dude. Okay, maybe if I like grip right here. Ah! I really want to go in the tube. It looks so fun. Okay, now give me an airlift. And then if I just, no, I missed, but I was so close. I got the bubble at least. All right, I'm going to give it one more try. And then if I don't get it, I'm going to move on. But this is cool, right? Like, I feel motivated to keep trying, even though I'm like, I don't know if I can do it, but it's really cool looking. And even though I got the bubble, I still want to just, it's so cool if I can go through the tube. Okay. Okay. And then give it. Oh. No, I'm so close. I'm so close. I know I said one more time, but just one more time. This is the feeling we want in games, right? Like, just 5 more minutes, Mom. I promise I'll get off. But you never want to get off, right? Okay. Okay. No. Please. Okay. If I just... Oh, no. Come on. If I get the airlift, maybe. All right. I give up for now. I'm going to move on to another area. But I'm coming back for that at some point. It's too tempting. Oh, here's a bubble. I was so close to getting it. Okay, gonna get this gem. I love the way his little face just kind of bobbles around and things. It's very snake-like. I don't know if any of you have interacted much with snakes, but they really just explore with their little faces. It's very cute. Ooh, look at the mushrooms in this game. I don't know if you remember the mushroom huts that we were smashing in Spyro, but same object, very different feeling, right? That's how art style brings life to a game. Every artist's style is different. Yeah, there we go. I guess we should find the last one before we go over there. Whoa. So, yesterday on the stream I was talking about the graffiti that another team that I've interacted with did for their game, which was so cool and such a good idea from them. But looks, this is doing a kind of similar thing. It's not showing off a mechanic, but it is just a cool little thing in the world that you can choose to notice or not. Just some artwork. And we have the same thing going on over here with this sign. We have signs in Feisty Ferrets, right? And ours have text on them. This one's just a symbol, but it's the same concept, yeah? It's telling us, okay, there's some danger over here. We should pay attention. I'm so close. Come on, Noodle. Yay! Good job, Noodle. The purring sound of Doodle is just so cute. Oh, alright, so I've gotten all the gems, but... Oh, there's a bubble up there. No, please. Doodle, get my tail. Oh, thank you, Doodle. Can I get up there? Oh my gosh, Doodle saved my life. Okay. I really need to use that gripping mechanic more. This is a good vantage point, though. We can... Oh, no! Doodle! Oh, there's a bubble here. Don't fall! Darn it. Alright, we're gonna get that bubble. And then I think we can exit the level. Try the next one. I'm definitely gonna come back in my free time and find all the bubbles. Because I am a completionist type of gamer. Which means I like to find all the collectibles. Where's the bubble? Okay. If I move my head up. With A. This is where that complexity of having the 4 different buttons to control one character movement is getting to be a lot. Alright. Okay. I can do it. Okay. If I go down. Nope. Come on, Noodle. Use your head. Literally. Okay, and then if I just grip. Okay. Yeah, now I've got the groove. Yeah, got the bubble. Alright. It's interesting that they chose these specific shapes. I wonder if they have relevance later in the game. Like, they could have had a circle gem. They could have had anything. So I'm curious if there was some reason that the level designers and or the game designer decided to make these shapes of gems. Maybe they were just more interesting for the player. Yay! Level 3 done. We're on a roll. creeping causeway. I wonder how many levels are there? I have no idea. I can't look ahead. Noodle loves taking long naps in the warm sun. Alright, so I think we're going to get through level 4 and then call it for this stream. But again, I highly recommend this game and Spyro and any other games that you guys feel like playing. Please play them and report back to me what you guys thought, if you got any inspiration for Feisty Ferrets, etc. Alright. I can't not get these bubbles. Like, they're so twinkly and sparkly. I must have them, you know? And I'm gonna grip it, oh, okay, not grippy enough. And down, and then grip, and then up, and then huh. Alright, close enough. Oh, this one looks dangerous. This looks dangerous. It's just over an open drop. Do I try it? I'm scared, I don't want to hurt Noodle. I don't think Noodle's died yet. Can Noodle die? I don't want Noodle to die. I know Spyro died once in the earlier game, and it makes me so sad. Oh no! Noodle! Oh no. What have I done? Alright. We're fine. But, interesting. We have lost the bubbles that we collected earlier. So that's something that can sometimes happen in games. You can either choose between allowing your players to keep all the progress that they've made, but just be reset locationally to the checkpoint, or you could take away the progress that they've made and say, no, you have to play the whole part of the level over up until that next checkpoint whenever you reach it. So that's just a design choice, whether or not you want there to be a little bit more difficulty in your game, or you want it to be a little bit more casual. Oh, this feels good. I like doing this little snaking through the tubes. Alright, gem 1. Let's see if we can see where any of the other gems are. Oh, I see a coin. We haven't seen a coin before. That's interesting. I wonder what that's for. Alright. Come on, Noodle. Whee! All the twirlies. Okay, where's the next gem? Come on! Yeah, there we go. There's a bubble. Cannot resist the bubble. If it's right in my path, I might as well grab it, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this looks so difficult. Oh no. I'm immediately failing. Okay, alright. I think I can hear one of the gems. Might have to go up for it. Or maybe that's the sound of the new coins. Oh, it's a bubble. Really want the bubble. Give me the bubble! Oh, I did see the gem though. It's up there. Okay, I wonder how we get up there. I'm gonna try going further this way. Okay, I think we have to climb this little jungle gym area. It's a good thing that we can re-angle the camera. That feels good for this game. Sometimes it's better to not, because the player can be like, well, now I'm just lost and I don't know where my player controller is. But with this one, with all the different angles that you can climb from, it feels good to be able to control the camera separately from the player controller. Alright. Alright, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't mess up! Oh my gosh. We're so high up. I'm totally gonna mess up. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Doodle, get my tail, get my tail. Ah, ah. Ah, thank you, Doodle. Oh, thank you, Doodle. Oh, 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 oh. Doodle, please. That's so cute. I'm just like hanging over the edge. Okay, where is the last gem? There it is. All right, if we can get that one, we can beat the level. We'll have completed 4 whole levels. It's pretty impressive, I think. Okay, Doodle, you can let go of my tail. Thank you. Doodle's so helpful and nice. I personally love companion AI. I think they're super fun in games, so I love having a Doodle around to help me out. Oh, we got a new checkpoint. Nice. Wait, I saw it over here, didn't I? Did we just miss it earlier? Or am I going the completely wrong way? I thought it was this way. Where is the pink gem? Nah, this is the beginning of the level, right? Oh, is it over there? That little tree area? Nah, right? Oh no, no, it's gonna happen again. No. Okay, we're safe. I saw it and I lost it. I'm sad. Ooh, I found a bubble though. That's one thing that can make it feel better in games if you do get a little bit lost. Luckily, this game takes advantage of verticality and sightlines and really gives the players a lot of opportunities to be able to look around. In Spyro, you have this option to detach from the player controller and just use the camera separately to kind of like fly up and look around in the world. But in order to do that, you have to stop play. This game kind of integrates that moment into play where you're finding these vantage points naturally, and you kind of just get to see the world instead of having to detach. Oh, we got a coin. Nice. I think it feels better like this, where you're just seeing these vantage points as you're playing. Oh no, Doodle. Whenever I have to call for Doodle, it's funny because I'm using the A button to lift my head, but then I have to like quickly be like pressing the Y button to call for Doodle, and it feels like a risk, you know? Where is the pink gem? Where is the pink gem? I saw the pink gem earlier and I lost it. I love this background music. We need background music as bumpin' as this for Feisty Ferrets. Now we're just going the same way that we were before. We haven't been that way. But that's where the level end is. I can tell from the little glows. Let's see. Maybe I can like, oh yeah, let's go up these. We haven't been up these before. These are cute little stairs. I like that all the pegs have different appearances instead of all being identical. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to use the grabby mechanic. It's so interesting because you have to lift the player's head with A, but in order to actually wrap around and get the grabby mechanic, you have to let go, which feels like allowing yourself to fall. So it feels very risky there too. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so slippery off the edge of the little poles. Okay, grab, up. Ooh, so slippery. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Okay, fall, grip, nope, fall, grip. Okay, fall, grip. Up, fall, grip. Grab, up. And we did it, yay! Oh, there's the pink gem. I don't know why I thought it was down. But I'm glad we found it. It would be such a shame if I just fell off the ledge right there. Oh my gosh. Alright, so now we can go to the level exit. Woo! 4 levels, guys. Pretty good. All right, now how do we get to the level exit? So this is what I mentioned before. We're not backtracking right now, but we do have to go and seek out the level exit. And that can be good, but it doesn't always feel amazing to have to like go seek out after you feel this moment of achievement, like, yeah, I got everything, but then you have to go find the place to plug it in, even though you're technically done with the level. Like, there is no challenge to putting all of the crystals there once we get them. So it feels better to me to just kind of have it be right there. But you don't know which order things will be collected in this, right? So it's a gameplay choice where if the level designers are not going to have a linear flow, but something that you can just explore, then you have to have it at a separate location, right? Because you don't know which gem they're going to collect last. Oh, are we going to unlock some lore? Perhaps this will be a cliffhanger. Every beast that slithers, skitters, or crawls is in your debt. Take this as our thanks. Oh, it's not the evil creature. I think that was a nice creature. I was reading it in this dramatic tone like it was going to be the evil shadow that we saw before. But no, they were genuinely thanking us. All right. Going back to the hub. Nice. Oh, I did not get all the bubbles in that one. Oh, we unlocked something. Ah, yes. A speedrun mode. So this is the same thing we have in Feisty Ferrets, where at the end of the level, you see the time pop up. So that's super fun for some players. Yeah, it's just a great little thing to include into your game. So with that, I think we're going to wrap up the stream. But thank you so much for joining us. I hope that this gave you some inspiration about what we might want to do in Feisty Ferrets, and also just some good practical thinking about level design, thinking about all the different aspects of making a game and how they combine to make this beautiful, polished, fun final product. And I hope that we can just pull all of these lessons that we've learned together into a really fun product for us to make. Thanks for joining, guys.